Hey there, it's Tommy coming at you from the man cave once again to do another video of one of my trucks. Decided to go in front of the camera this time. Doing my other videos, I went ahead and held the camera to try to get close-ups and things, but found the videos came out real shaky, not the greatest. So we'll give this a whirl. Hopefully this works out a little better. Tonight I'm going to be going over my 1/10 scale. Now we use the term 1/10 loosely because this is a very extremely large 1/10. It's more like a 1/8 scale Traxxas Summit. This basically is stock. I've done a few things to it, but to be honest with you, I really haven't had to upgrade it too much because I really like it in stock form. It's a great truck. One of the first things I noticed when I bought the truck and took it out once and brought it in is the sidewalls of the tires. They had little splits in them. The tires themselves, in stock form, are really thin. The compound's good. They stick well. They got good traction, but I had tears on all four tires. So one of the first things I did was upgrade the tires and wheels to the Proline Big Joe's on Tech 5 wheels. These, actually, the compound's great, the traction's great, the tires are much thicker, a little heavier, and the offset, I find, is a little better because it actually narrows out the truck a little bit, which I think gives it a nicer stance. One of the other things I did, when you buy this truck, the light bar that's on the top is kind of a false light bar. It comes with the 4 LEDs in the front and the 6 LEDs in the back, but the light bar on top doesn't really work. It's kind of there for cosmetics. So I went ahead and installed the 4 LED light bar on the top here, which is actually really easy. You basically just remove the stock fake light bar, mount this one up, drill a hole in the body, pull the wire and plug through the hole, and there's a pre-mounted plug on the inside. You plug it in, away you go, you got lights on the top. Pull the body off here. Now, as far as the truck goes and the motor, I just run the 775 Titan motor. I find it's got great power. You know, speed's not the fastest. With 2 Lipos, I run dual Lipos. It's quick in high gear. Quick enough to have fun bashing. You know, being such a big truck, I don't want it to go nuts. And in low gear, it's got power to spare. It can easily pull 2, 3, 4 times its weight, no problem. One thing I did have to do, because I got the version of the EVX2 that doesn't have the Lipo cutoff, I had to get the Lipo cutoff alarms. I got these off eBay. I believe they costed me $7 shipped. And I've been running for 8 months, no problems. They actually work quite well. Now the one bad part of them is they're not waterproof. You can see, I don't know how well you can see, but they definitely are not waterproof. But I have put this truck through a substantial amount of water. I put it through streams. I put it through enough to the point that it's submerged, and they still work, no problem. So not a bad investment for $7. As far as the truck being waterproof, I've really put that to the test. So far, no issues. The only thing I've ever been able to break on this truck, to be honest, and I have not babied this truck at all, is one drive shaft, and that's because I had it in low gear. It got tangled up in a bunch of vines. Finally, I heard a pop. It was one of the drive shafts. Now, the good thing was, I went to my local hobby shop. I bought the drive shafts and a set of 2 for 15 bucks. Pop that on and have a spare. Now, a couple of the nice things about this truck, especially for like trail crawling applications, is the remote locking differentials. You lock one, lock both right from the controller, and the high and low gear is engaged right from the controller too. Right there. Very nice features, and it's very responsive. That's all controlled by these little micro servos here and here. It has dual servos for steering. Now, pushing these big tires, even with the dual servos, it's not extremely responsive, but it's not horrible. You could upgrade if you wanted to. I don't say I recommend it, but, you know, it depends on what you want to do with it. I don't really have a problem with the way it sits. The The one thing I did notice as far as the suspension went when I got it out of the box is they had the suspension set extremely soft. And when you get down on the throttle, the back end tends to literally go to the ground almost. So I definitely recommend adjusting the shocks. Make them a little more stiff. It may even seem kind of too stiff, but with the torque this thing puts out, a good stiff suspension's a good thing. Now, I do notice one thing about it though. I take this to the trails quite a bit. What I like to do when I get home is I'll literally wash it like a car. I will take the hose to it, completely wash it, which is a nice thing to do, especially if you've had to wash or clean RCs that are not waterproof. It's a real tedious thing to do. Hit it with a hose, but the screws, they tend to rust pretty easy. Even the screws on the body that holds the exo cage together and on, they rust pretty quick too. So anytime I take this out and clean it, I always hit all the screws with some WD-40, just wipe them down on the body as well. So far in the year I've had this truck, no rust at all, so I'd rather keep it that way. Can't say enough good things about it. It's a great truck for a lot of applications. If you like the trail crawling, it can do rock crawling. It's not the greatest rock crawler, but it can most certainly do it simply because of its size. And it's just fun to bash. It's an extremely versatile, and it's very well built. So if you're interested in the truck, if you're looking at buying one, I highly recommend it. Like I said, first video in front of the camera. I hope it turned out well. If you like it, feel free to hit like. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I'll try to do better next time. Until next time, we'll see ya.